You're welcome to your marriage journey with Toyosi. Last week, I talked about marital foundation. I talked about how it is important for you to build on the right foundation. This week, I want to be talking about issues that eat up the foundation. Let's get started. You see, one of the things that scripture talks about is little foxes that eat up, that affect and eat up the leaven. They eat up the flour, the vineyard. There are issues that eat up your foundation. They're like termites. I mean, anybody that knows that will tell you that once termites start eating the foundation, it's just a matter of time before that building crumbles. Now, one of the first issue is this issue itself. So what do I mean by that? A situation arises, and then the husband and wife, they brush it over like, okay, it's not a big deal, or there is a misunderstanding, there is a conflict that is not resolved, or that is not addressed, that is not talked about, that is not said, okay, look, how do we fix this issue? That is overlooked, rather. That starts to eat the foundation of your marriage. Before long, if couples don't take time to address it, then you start to see that your spouse as the issue rather than the issue being the issue. Does that make sense? What do I mean? If the husband is given to anger, there's an anger issue in the house. Because couples are not addressing the anger, chances are the wife will start to take it personal that the husband is the fault, because he's the one that has the anger problem, rather than taking a step back to say, hey, look, okay, my husband has this anger issue. How do we address it as a couple? What are the things that we need to work towards together? Does he need to go to counseling? Also, are there scriptures that I can start to pray out for him? You see, once you leave that issue, it continues to linger, then you start to attack your spouse, that they are the source of they are the source of the problem in the marriage. And then before long, you start to question the marriage. So it's a three-step phase. First, an issue arises. And then the next thing is you start to attack your husband or your spouse as the issue. And then before long, you start to question the marriage, right? So if you don't take a step back to look for, rather than conflict, just talking about conflict, look for conflict resolution tactics. Look for conflict resolution strategies. Take a step back and understand, look, how do we walk through this? You see, there was a research done a few years ago, and one of the things that the research found out was this. Successful married couples, when conflict arises, at least one of the individuals, one of the couples, go into a resolution mode rather than being on the aggressive side. I would encourage you to think about that as well. If there's any issue in your marriage, your default should be, look, how do I resolve this, rather than saying you are the issue? And then before long, you start to question the marriage. You start to question the relationship. That is a primary way that is a primary way issues break up marriages, because couples don't take this time out to walk through those issues. You see, issues are like stumbling blocks. The more issues I walk through in my marriage, the closer I get to my spouse. The less issues I walk in my marriage, the more the barrier between me and my spouse, and it's just a matter of time before I drift. So I want to challenge you this week. What issue are you faced with in your marriage? Rather than attack and point fingers at your spouse, look for ways to resolve that. It could be as simple as just praying. It could be as simple as looking at your spouse and say, look, honey, I know you're going through XYZ, but I'm praying for you. I want you to succeed, and I trust that God would help you through this. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening. You have a wonderful day.